to night school where shadows creep. Grab your popcorn, don't fall asleep. The doors are open, let the nightmares play. You won't make it out today. Welcome to night school. The doors have reopened.
All right, guys, get in here. Get in. Shut the door behind you. Take your seats. Got some stuff for you today. Take your seats.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Matt?
Wow.
Matt, welcome back, Matt. Take your seat.
Hi. How are you?
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down. The extra sticky chair.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can keep
well,
that.
oh, fine. You can take that one.
Yeah, dude, that's Eddie's chair, man. What are you doing?
Just let him borrow it today. It's fine.
Fine.
Well, we got a night to cover, you guys. Welcome back to Night School Horror. I'm just gonna knock out attendance real quick, get that right out of the way right now. I am today's professor, Florida's favorite creep, Ace, here back with you with Night School, having some fun with the guys. We got Big Money Eddie. Sorry.
Yeah, Big Money Eddie, the Grand Wizard of Horror. I know my name is a little mouthful sometimes, but hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here, happy to be talking about this movie. Excited. And, I'm a little bit jealous that Matt is sitting on my sticky chair, but I'll forgive him.
Should we make you a new one?
Whoa.
I can create one. Just give me a second after school.
I could just leave. I could leave it in the room when we lock up.
I'm not feeling this conversation right now.
I mean, you can just have this chair
Matt,
back.
get off the chair.
I'm getting up.
Give the guy the
I'm
chair.
out.
Give the guy the chair.
I'm
Give the
out.
guy the chair.
I saw a quiz on the do now. I'm out of here. Fuck this.
No, not today, not me. Anyways, we got the movie guy, Bay, Mr. Tommy James.
Hello, Florida's favorite creep. I'm having a party. I've snuck in some liquor.
Me too, bro. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Y'all
Don't
don't
show
have
the
to
t-shirt.
sneak
Don't show the
that
t-shirt.
in.
Don't show the t-shirt. Don't show the t-shirt.
Shut up.
I'm on a natural high, so whatever.
Y'all don't have to sneak that in. All I say is share. Jeez.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Oh,
Fair,
Right
fair.
here.
That's fair.
Hell
Here
Hell
we go.
yeah.
Here
All
we go.
right. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
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 All right. Very good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
And
I'm
we
happy to be
welcome
here.
back.
And
Thank you, Tommy.
Thanks. Thank you for that introduction, Professor.
Yeah, we're gonna welcome back Mr. Malave.
Where did I go? Where you
The
welcome me
champ.
back? Yo, you know what? I am the longest.
We missed you last time.
Yeah, we did.
All right. Well,
I didn't.
All I did was went to go pee, and then I just got on another cart. But
Dude, you know
whatever.
how the trains work, man. You only get X amount of time. The second you got off and we saw Sabrina, you heard it. Dum, dum. And I even said, I was like, oh, that's right, man. These trains are
Yeah, well,
quick.
yeah,
Buddy,
well,
I didn't
being-
even see you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I practically yelled your name, but either way,
Practically yelled it.
either way, here in New York,
practically-
we know that
practical is
in
a way of
another
putting it.
6 minutes there'll be another train. So I just met y'all back here. Fuck that.
Well, you know
But
what?
how was everyone? I'm happy to be back in class,
I'm partying.
We're happy to all be
in
back here.
class.
and I
This is
love the
great.
fact that we're drinking today. I love this.
I'll
We're
finish
gonna
my
need to-
Yes.
We're gonna need to, especially with this trending topic, you guys. I will need a drink to talk about this. Hold on. 2 seconds.
Yeah, me too.
But what is it, though?
All right, we're gonna jump right into this. You guys, I'm sure you've seen it. The Crystal Lake series that was supposed to come out on Peacock for May 24.
I have not seen
Well, I
the
haven't seen
series
it.
because
Well, I
it has not
haven't
come
seen
out
it.
yet.
No, but you've seen that
Exactly.
it was supposed to happen.
I mean,
Yes,
it is
I have
happening,
seen the
right?
news. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I saw the news. Yes, I saw the news.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
it's debatable at this point if it's happening or not because it was supposed to launch in 2022.
Well, listen,
And-
I'm happy they're taking their time with it because I'm not really excited as much as I should be. So I need some more time for you to be hyped. If I need to be hyped about it, all right?
I'm going to need a lot more time to be hyped about it because the fact that they've switched, I guess, the showrunners, creator, writer, and executive producer twice now, and they've also just kind of stopped development twice within these past couple of years, and now they finally decided to drop the name Linda Cardellini as Pamela Voorhees. Just out of the
Cool.
blue, it seemed.
Yeah, no, that
Not a
totally
bad
makes sense.
pick.
Totally makes sense.
Not a bad pick. Just very
It's not a
concerning
bad
that
pick.
it went from nothing to something to nothing to something again.
To something indeed, because we got a cast. Like they were like, oh,
Yeah,
by the
right.
way, I don't know if you know this, but
Yeah.
Velma's in this movie. I'm sorry. Who's playing
Yes.
Pamela Voorhees? The hot chick? Interesting.
Yeah.
You mean the hot one from the Penguin? Absolutely.
Like, I'm down. She's in every.
We got
she's in every
Velma
part.
Dinkley.
But this is how I feel about this, right? Because like they like you said, there's been up and down and all around with all these like, oh, we have somebody that's going to be the showrunner. We have this, we have that. They needed to drop a name so that way people can stay interested, right? If it's going to happen or if the show is just going to get canceled, whatever, right? But I hear and what I see is that they signed on for one season with the hopes that with the expectations that a second one is going to happen.
Who the fuck
So-
wants a second season? Like, it doesn't. Why would there's no? I don't mean to cut you off.
The
Matt.
second season is
But,
the
like,
first movie.
What is going to happen in the second season? Like,
Listen,
more people
I
are
don't
going to
know.
die? Like, I don't grasp, and I don't want to see the second season be the first movie of fucking Friday that they go, well, Linda Cardellini's going to be in this shit. And I'm going to be like, okay, she's in she's in MCU, she's in Scooby-Doo, and she's also in Grandma's Boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is, yes.
Guys,
She is.
she's
That's an
she's-
interesting story.
And
she's in
La
James
Llorona.
Gunn's. She's in James Gunn's DC. So
Yes, she's in that. She's in Freaks and Geeks. She's great. I love her. But, you know, with her casting, you're just like, who pulled that out of left field?
who gives a
Oh,
shit?
she's Legally Blonde too. But
Yes.
I was gonna mention. Yeah, I was gonna mention something. That I isn't she like 49?
I don't give a shit how old she is. She's
She don't look
No,
it.
no. I
Okay.
agree. No, but here's the thing. Betsy, the actress who played Pamela Voorhees in the original one was 48. So Linda is actually older than that original actress. It's mind blowing. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
She's doing fantastic for that then. Holy
yeah,
crap.
because the original
still.
She
Mrs.
is.
Voorhees, original Mrs. Voorhees looked old as shit.
What? Mrs. Voorhees looked like
And
my
she was
grandmother.
younger.
Mrs. Voorhees looked like my grandmother. When I first watched
She
the movie, I was
didn't
like,
look
that looks
like
like
my
grandma.
Yeah,
What's grandma doing
The
over
thing
there?
there is she looked like grandmother and not mother.
Yes, grandma Voorhees.
But that's fine though, because you know when you think about that was in the 70s, right? That was a 70s movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So
No, in 1980. 1980.
okay, close
Ah.
enough. It was
So,
like
like,
79.
just-
Well, they filmed it in
It was
79.
filmed and then
Just over the cusp.
So
Yeah,
you got to think of it like that's what people in their 30s look like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all the drugs,
Yeah.
man.
And-
All
So
the
you're
drugs.
telling me I have a chance.
Yeah.
Sabrina's got a 1,000% chance here. She's going to get
Yeah,
casted
yeah.
in the next Friday the 13th movie, and she's going
Oh,
to be one of the
hell yeah.
counselors. She's going to be one of the counselors.
hell
But
yeah.
you're going to survive. You're final girl, though. You're going to be the final girl.
Oh hell yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
they,
I'm
and then,
already
and then he's
about
going
it.
to pull you. He's going to pull you at the end of with the boat. You're going to be like, oh, I'm safe. Oh, shit, guy without a mask.
Here's the
I would
thing,
expect
right?
nothing less.
Because I mean, this is serious. I'm gonna get a little serious real quick because I you know,
Okay.
I was the one from you know in the previous school. I picked the Friday the 13th series that we talked about, and like
Yeah.
we broke it all down with the best final girl, the best kills, and like you know which is the favorite movie. And we all came to the conclusions that on these rewatches, and as we broke it all down, Friday the 13th, as iconic as Jason Voorhees is, that the first movie is always the best one in the whole thing. And then when he gets his mask and everything else, we get great kills, but it was just a cut and replace and repeat. And we always just like, you know what? It's not as good as we thought it was. You know
There's
what I mean?
only like 3 good movies in
Right.
that whole franchise.
Right. And then everything
Yes.
else was just outlandish. So the fact that they're doing these series now, which is not the first time they did a Friday the 13th show, but like it's like now that they're doing this series, now it's just like who cares, right? Because what is this prequel going to do? It's not going to be like a Bates Motel where we have to expand on the mother and son relationship that he goes
Great
crazy.
name
we
drop,
don't need to
dude.
do that,
Great name
right?
drop.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not like Hannibal, which I hear that those are the people
Great
that
name
are-
drop.
It's it's amazing, amazing show.
It is. It's
Saying
phenomenal.
they're saying that the executive producers might be attached to this, which is great
No.
because we know we're going to get good kills. But
Unfortunately,
at the end of the
that's
day,
not true
we
anymore,
don't
Matt.
need to. Oh well, there you go. There you go.
That's a red
so
flag.
Unfortunately, we
Yes.
do not need to see any of this. And who's going to actually care? You know what I mean? And that's where I am.
And what's the question? Yeah, what's the question that's going to be? What's the guiding question? Because when you're doing like a prequel show or movie, you have a guiding question, right? So Bates Motel, what was the fucked up relationship that led to him killing his mother and developing that double persona?
Mm-hmm.
You explore that.
Right.
Hannibal is a little bit mixing in different novels, so it's not so much of a prequel.
But
it
how
does
did
do
he
a little
become a
prequel
fucking
stuff.
cannibal?
It's more complex than that, but when you get to a Camp Crystal Lake series or whatever they want to call it now, what's the question? What did Pamela do before they killed Jason? Meaning, it's not a horror, or was she always a killer? And it's just like she so happened to be hired, and she left killing. And then when they killed her son, she decided to kill everybody. Okay,
or she just
there's
was
not a
killing
compelling
everyone.
story.
Right. Or she was just killing everyone who made fun of her kid, which is also like, go fuck yourself. Right. And then what did you do to make him seem like to have this entity that he just could never die? Like, we got to explore those questions, but do we? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And with all this time passing by and all these people getting hired and then getting fired and then moving on, Linda, that name drop of Linda is just for everyone to get hyped for the series again. Why? Because she's hot right now. She just killed it in the Penguin. And now they're like, well, we got her, so you should get excited for our shit too. Miss me. I'm done.
I agree.
You know what?
I think you're on par with that.
Yeah, I do agree with Matt on that, and I am very upset from the latest updates that I received, which is why I wanted to come on here and talk about it, because I was a little hyped for it when I first heard about it, Matt. Exactly when it was the executive producer of Hannibal. I was like, you know what, I can get on board with that, and the fact that they changed it last minute through what they deemed as creative differences. I was looking at what I think the guy's name is Brian Fuller, that executive producer and writer.
Yes, but Brian Fuller is the same director, the same executive director of Hannibal.
Yeah, he's great.
Right, he was supposed to be the showrunner, creator, writer, and executive producer of Crystal Lake, and I was a little hyped for that, And when they said that he left due to creative differences, I was looking into what his plan was, and his plan was to focus more on the Pamela Voorhees story of it. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the whole fucking point, right?
He's a kid. He hasn't killed anybody yet. He starts killing after he dies in the second one.
Exactly.
Why do we have to explore Jason?
The show is in danger of becoming a Hallmark show about special ed. That is not what we want.
Yes. This new guy, Brad Caleb Kane, his only thing that I could see under his repertoire for this is he's also doing the executive producing for It Welcome to Derry, which isn't even out yet. So I have nothing to fucking base him off of.
Backstory there.
Shit.
Right,
yeah, well,
but
he has
it's the
something to
fact
go
that it's
off
like,
of.
oh, this is what we're going off of, but it's not even out yet. So I have nothing to base this hype on, and it's pissing me off. Because at this point, they should have just scrapped it like they were going to. Why did they bring everybody else?
There's no reason to have it.
Just give me another movie.
Yeah, just make
and
another
leave me the
movie.
fuck alone.
Just go ahead, revamp it if you want to, because honestly, the last one they came out with, it wasn't bad. Which, by the way, Jared Padalecki was in it, Sabrina. Did you know that? Did you know?
I didn't, because I didn't see it.
You didn't watch it?
You didn't see
Not
it?
yet, no.
I think you told us this when we were talking about Friday the 13th.
Oh, you should watch that. That's
the first
it's not bad.
5 minutes of this movie, you see Jason run.
Yeah, he runs.
You see him. Yeah, you see him with the underground tunnels, how he gets along Crystal Lake.
Sure.
This shit is great.
And Jared Padalecki's in it.
He's in it.
This is supernatural Jared Padalecki I'm talking about. He's already Sam Winchester at this, where you're like, wait, who's in this movie? Jared Padalecki's in it? I'm definitely going to watch it.
Unless you're going to get him on. Like,
why do I want to show him my tits? This is crazy.
Oh, that was good.
And this is why Matt deserves the sticky chair today.
Yeah, give it back to me. Fuck it.
Well,
Go
you know
ahead.
what,
Keep it,
guys?
keep it.
That's enough of Crystal Lake. We're gonna stray away from that, but that's something to look out for, just in case if it actually happens. But you know what actually did happen? The
You
movie
tell me.
Never Let Go. That actually fucking
Yeah, that
not
did happen.
It
not
did.
happening in real
It
terms of
did
it being a
happen.
real story.
That
But that
happened.
movie actually fucking happened, and
It
we're gonna
happened.
talk about it tonight.
Yes.
Yes,
So
we are.
we're just gonna start off. That movie stars Halle Berry. She's the big name actress on this movie.
She's the only one that I knew.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen the kid like Percy Dags or Dags or the fourth, but then I realized when I looked him up, he's not in anything I've seen, so it wasn't him.
Well, you know what?
I
We
could
could pretend that
I
you
could say
saw him
something,
anyway.
but I'm not
You
going
saw
to.
him in something.
Yeah, me too.
There's something
you
I
know,
could say,
if-
but I'm not going to say it.
Why?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for him
Don't.
to do it.
No.
No,
Keep
don't do
going.
it.
Keep going.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. He watched Black Panther too much.
Fair enough. Well, Halle Berry being the big name actress in this movie, definitely had me curious because I hadn't seen any movie come out that was, her being the biggest name on there. So I saw the trailer for this movie and I decided it was worth going to the theater to watch. And I can tell you, I did not leave that theater disappointed, but I was also very confused,
Mhm.
creeped out thoroughly. I love that part. But, I just want to get into your guys' initial thoughts. We're going to start with Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Give me your initial thoughts. when you watched
He's
this movie.
surprised me.
Why?
I did not like this movie. I
Say what your chest
Really?
guy.
Yeah, right.
There are no wrong
I did
answers
not.
here.
I did not like this movie, and I will say that running theme probably throughout a lot of the things that I've mentioned so far in this show. Liked how it's shot. Liked how it was acted.
Beautiful. direction.
Beautiful direction, but that story was kind of bad. And we're going to talk about it in a bit. And I'll just say this much: I hated some of the twists at the end. It had me bought so far to the point where I was going like, this is an enjoyable movie, and then at the end, it crushed any like that had built for me.
It's funny that you say that because the ending is my biggest fucking problem. And by the end of this, I would like to know how you would like to change it. So ruminate on that while we go over to,
Okay.
we'll say, Matt, your initial
All right.
thoughts on this movie.
Yeah. So I am very much kind of like on the fence with this movie, right? So there was a lot of great things that I liked about this movie. Halle Berry is great. She's always great. You know what I mean? But for her having a horror movie, and the last one was like Gothica. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was expecting a little bit more. But she was fine in it. I thought the kids were the highlight of this movie. They brought
Yes.
out the creepiness, they brought out the fear, and that's what we wanted because that's basically the antagonist, the fear, right? And so like I liked a lot of this movie, but then I agree with you, Eddie. The ending itself needed to be more explained or thought out, not even thought out, just more elaborate, right?
More psychological.
You got us there. I needed you to execute that ending a little bit better for me to actually be like, okay, I get what they were trying to do. And it wasn't like an ending of like The Mist or one of these like The Village or anything where like, oh, look, they're in there. Did nothing happen or it's over now and he could have just waited a little bit longer. It was none of that you're like, holy shit. It was more of like, okay, you got me there, but why and how and what now? Like, you know what I mean? So I was left with a lot of questions, but not good questions to make me want to watch it again. But overall, I thought it was an okay movie. I had fun while I was there. The music and it was shot beautifully, but it just kind of let me down. And we'll get into it, but yeah, that's my initial reaction. It let me down.
Thank you, Matt. Tommy, round us off.
So a beautifully shot movie. Beautifully shot. The kids, I agree, are the highlight of this movie. Both of them did a great job. Halle Berry,
Yes.
she was fine. I didn't think she was that amazing. She was just kind of just a psycho mommy. That's really what she was. A mama. She was a psycho mama.
Played a good psycho mama. I believed she was psycho.
Put your hands on the wood.
But I
kid.
think that was more because of just how she looked. Like, she looked ugly as fuck in this movie.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
anybody can play
Shout out
just
to the makeup department.
kind of just, a very, like, catatonic, state-minded, I'm seeing things and talking to walls and doors and shit. And the twist, again, like I've mentioned before we started to record, that this movie is somebody that watched The Village and Frailty, the Bill Paxton film, and said, oh, I can do that with Halle Berry. And then they saw Evil Dead and was like, forests are cool. I do like a good forest. And don't get me wrong, I love myself a good forest movie because the forest is creepy. I'm not a big fan of a cabin movie because I feel that everybody just, if it has to be a horror movie, you want to stick them out in the middle of nowhere, you stick them in a cabin. But this movie looked like it had me and then it lost me. And I don't think I think you can go watch Frailty. And you will have a much better time. It's a much better movie. It's actually Bill Paxton's first movie he directed, and he wrote it as well. And it's fantastic. I just feel like it's nasty at points where you're just like, nah, it's pretty gross. And then the one part with the dog when she's about to do what she's talking about doing, I even said it too. I was like, if she does this shit, I'm turning this off. I'm turning this fucking movie off because why?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
all right, I get what she's saying. Like, I get. Well, bitch, listen. There's gonna be a therapy session at the end of it. I'll get into that shit. But again, it's not a bad movie. I want to make that
make
clear.
yourself a fucking salad.
I
with the
have.
leaves, all right?
Well, who knows? She can't even fucking walk 10 feet without somebody going, hello there. Like, it just like, no. Like, excuse me. Have you guys seen the show? What's it? From? Have you seen the show From?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, a very good show. Watch the show From, and this. Okay, so the director and writers of this saw Frailty, The Village, hence the civilization shit, and the show From, and was like, we can make a movie here. And let's get some rope. Anybody's got some rope, they should tie themselves with that rope and just jump off a cliff. Because
Make the rope the catalyst.
the rope is the catalyst. That's
Tommy, I'm just
stupid.
so glad you mentioned the scene with the dog because I will just throw that out there that if it actually happened, I wouldn't have recommended it to you guys.
I was going to turn
At
it
all.
off.
I'm the type of
would've-
person
I was
that
gonna turn it
I'm
off.
not going to recommend that to anyone if that
I
happens.
would have came
okay?
onto this show.
I don't care
and I would have
what it is.
firmly cursed you out, Sabrina. I would have firmly cursed you out.
That is the one thing I don't fuck with in horror films. The
It
minute there's an animal
happens.
on scene and I go, it's going to die,
Listen,
I
I
feel
know-
bad. I'm never recommending it.
Do-
It
No,
happens.
listen,
Dogs
I know
and babies.
Animals, I
It
know
happens.
animals
Yeah,
die.
dogs
I
and
know
babies.
animals die.
Dogs
Yes.
and babies for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know animals die in horror movies. I'm okay with that. But when that, like, she was gonna kill him in cold blood. Like,
Cold blood.
if it dies off scene or the spirit kills him, that's fucked up. It is. It's fucked up.
Sure.
But when you get a regular person and it's just the dog follows you and it's sitting down and just waiting on you, and then you're about to fuck you. If
Okay.
you would have did that, fuck
What,
you.
what
That's
I did
inhumane.
what I did enjoy what I did enjoy what I did enjoy was as soon as her kid stopped her,
Mhm.
the dog just dashed and went like
Smart dog. Smart dog.
Dog.
I agree. I was like,
The
get out of here,
dog was
Kudo.
like, hell
get
no.
the fuck out of
I
here,
have a
bro.
whole section to talk about this dog, you guys.
I love
we can either
that
do
dog.
that now or
He's
we
a-
can do that
he's a good,
later.
He's a good boy. Okay, he was
You
a
wanna
very
do it
good boy.
now?
in
He
that
is a
movie.
good boy.
He's a good
we
boy.
can talk about this dog now.
But I'll tell you something right
Well,
now.
let's
She
do-
pulled that motherfucking crossbow out, and I'm like, if she shoots this fucking dog, I'm turning off the fucking movie. Because this is absolute bullshit. Like, I like that dog. And I'm not even a big dog person, but I'd like that dog.
We're going
And,
to talk about the dog now.
well, I'm talking about the dog.
Yeah, we
And-
have to.
And what really fucking irks me is that, like, of course she's about to do it, and then she thinks about it, and she's like, oh my God, like, I can't do this. And I get what she's saying. Okay, what she's saying does make sense. We can't
he's
find
old.
any
Yeah.
He hasn't caught us
He's
food in
old.
weeks.
You notice how
Sure.
she hesitates so long that it gives her kid the chance to do what he did?
Well,
and
it's-
then the dog
of
just
course.
leaves and then never fucking comes back.
Of course. I mean, he goes hiding. We see him like a couple of scenes later where he's hiding, which of course I completely understand. Even he's thinking like, I'd rather the evil get me. Shit, like that's fine.
This
but
dog has no idea what's happening.
I just feel like
guy.
the dog. I feel bad for that dog because all he was doing was just being a good boy, And if you were going to kill the dog, because listen, in horror movies, animals die. It's just natural at that point.
Not like that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But right,
Not
that's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. Because this should have just been like an old Yeller thing, We don't see
Yeah.
it happen. You hear boom, and that's it. And you're like,
If
and
the
we hate
dog
her.
got infected with the evil, I could understand that.
Yeah,
If
but they
they
said
had to
it,
put
it
the
doesn't.
dog
Yeah, if it
down
was
for that.
real.
Right. But I'm saying, like, if that was her motivation for
Yeah.
hurting the dog, completely understand, whatever. But like that hurt me
Yeah, that's
so much
not
to the
the
point.
way
To everyone who
asked-
hasn't seen this movie, I
Yeah.
mean, you shouldn't be listening. But like, the dog doesn't die. Like, at the
Thank
end,
God.
he sees the helicopter. He's like, "Oh, I want to
Happy
go follow
ending.
the helicopter." Like,
Happy ending. Dog doesn't die.
Which just to me
But it just
something
poses
that
the question, you guys.
was he running towards civilization with the helicopter? Did he just want to stay around and protect the kids?
maybe
Because if he dashed away, but then why didn't he show up when the kid was calling him?
because he thought the mom was gonna be there.
Yeah, he was like,
he can smell-
fuck you.
He's like, "Fuck
Okay,
this
let's
guy."
be real, Eddie. That whole compound had to smell like death.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like that dog doesn't
But-
know one death from another death. He just knows, oh, this
Yeah.
one's fresh.
Yeah.
I'm not going over
no.
there.
He's like, I'm not going over there.
I just went like, well, now he's jumping towards civilization. Now he's dashing there, running through the street.
Well,
Now
it was the first time he probably saw a helicopter in a long fucking time. So he's like, "Let me just follow that noise."
I don't know.
I don't know a
But
dog's
this goes
motivation.
back to the question that I said in my first initial reaction. Like, there's so much more that needed to be elaborated for us to be okay with the ending of the movie.
It's
And
the
it
village.
didn't
The
happen.
dog didn't know civilization was there.
Bullshit.
Fuck you.
Bullshit.
Fucking bullshit. Because that fucking
That
dog,
dog-
when that guy came up and he was just like, hey, everybody, you guys okay? That dog would have been like, rough. Person's here. Come, guys.
Get
Come,
the
guys.
fuck away from these kids.
Once that
Get the
rope
fuck away
was
from these
detached, he would have been like, come with me. Let me go show you. Do you smell berries? I smell berries. Hey, look, there's a hotel. Let's go there.
But that's the crazy part. No one ever took off their rope to follow the dog.
But they did
What if
take
the
off
dog
the
was
rope,
trying to
though.
lead them the
The
entire
dog, yeah.
time?
No,
They
he's
took off the rope,
technically,
they didn't
he's
follow the
technically trained to hunt.
Go hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know.
But he looked sturdy. I don't know.
I'm not a dog.
I think he was.
I think
I
the
think
dog
he was
eaten
sturdy.
through
I
out the
think-
woods. I
No,
honestly
he
think the
went
reason
to-
they couldn't find anything is the dog got to it first.
Well,
Yes.
listen.
The
Very
dog's hungry. It's
possible.
going to eat.
Very possible.
Dog is gonna eat. Yeah.
Very possible.
It's going to eat and bring back whatever it
That
finds.
fucking dog looked pretty damn healthy when he was about to get fucking blown up. I was like, he looked pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but he looks like he's been eating some squirrels.
Yeah.
Even
He
fucking
be like
little
all the
rodents and
squirrels.
shit, like little.
So I'm going to steer us back just a little bit to the opening.
Yeah.
Where
dude,
we're
shout out
kind
to
of-
Coda. That's
Yeah.
the dog's name in the movie.
Hell yeah,
Shout out
Coda.
to Coda.
Yeah.
Coda's a G. But we're gonna bring it back a
I
little
would
bit
have
too.
bit that bitch.
For
When we're
real, why
learning-
not bite her? Why didn't
because
bite-
he loves her.
You
He's
know
a
what?
good
Let me
boy.
tell you
He's a
something.
great boy.
She put a crossbow at his face. And I'm not going to lie. He looked up like, Mama, please. Mama, please don't
Exactly.
shoot. But when the second the other motherfucking kid showed, he took off fucking running. I'd have bit that bitch right in a. I mean, he
Yes.
would have got shot if he did, though. If he did, she would have went for the shot anyway. But it's a crossbow. It's not a gun. Like,
He's
you
a
good,
good
bro?
boy.
You're fine. But yeah, no, I'm just glad he's still around. I'm glad he was around.
Thank you, Coda, for your service. Bringing it back to the beginning, though, when we're learning about the backstory of the evil from a child's perspective, like let's be real on this. We're getting the narration of the story and the story being told from one of the children's perspectives. Okay,
Yes.
So it's not like we have all the backstory in the world. It's not like we have anything other to go on other than this is his belief. This is what he knows. This is the story. So I thought it did a good job with the narration in terms of like, this is all we know because this is all he knows until we, the viewers, learn more than him and we start to unravel more than him. Then it becomes the unreliable narrator. I will give them credit on that. I love that. Unreliable narrators, when we think that's all we have to go on, is like awesome.
I watch Frailty.
I do.
And I will.
I do
I'm
agree.
telling you.
I do agree. I do agree to an extent. Here's my problem with that. If they wanted to keep that, they shouldn't have revealed so much of what Halle Berry was doing on her own.
Yes.
Because if you wanted to keep that unreliable, you as a viewer can see and start deducing some things from what Halle Berry's saying. Maybe I would even say as they're walking, you can see what she's seeing. That's fine. I think that's fine. But I don't think you should have had scenes with her alone, like her alone, looking at the mirror, unnecessary because the kids are not seeing her. That doesn't create more unreliable narrator. But I do agree that it does have that, and that's what works well for it throughout the whole movie until the end.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
actually
The end
that's a
blows
really good point. Like a really
We're gonna
good-
get into
that's
that.
a really good point. I would highly suggest that everybody that hasn't seen the movie Frailty, please watch that movie. If not, I will choose that
Yep.
movie and I'll make you watch the motherfucking movie. You want to talk about and Eddie, you're 1,000% correct, because it's perfectly fine to be in the perspective of one of the children. Like, that's great. But if you are showing us something that they're not there for, like when she's out and when she ties up and she just goes out and she's hunting and whatnot, they're not there. So why are we seeing that? And that's where like directions do make these mistakes. They're just filler. We got to put something in there. Well, if it's based on Nolan, because the story is based on Nolan, he's the one telling the story. Then we need to stay with Nolan, and we don't drift away from Nolan. And then I want to hear, like, when Halle Berry's talking, like how a child would accept what she's saying, because there's shit they're gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, like, you know, almost like a want Charlie Brown kind of shit. Like, you need to get those moments where the child themselves are like, Mama, you was stupid. You need that.
Yeah, but
I feel like they had that at the table with the photographs.
I feel
That is
like
true.
not even
yes.
the photographs. I feel like when, like, towards the middle of the movie, like right before she's like about to pass away, kill herself. Like they were questioning him, like, what if it's not real? Like, what if
He
it was like,
questions
it's
her a
safe? Like,
million times,
I took my rope off that one time and nothing happened to me. Like, you know what I mean? And so they were questioning her. I feel like it was just more of like, if you're gonna give me scenes with just Halle Berry and not the kids, then you need to further further produce of the plot, like, and why we supposed to be scared of this evil, right? What does she see? And they don't do that well enough. Right. And they just give us those little moments, like especially the moment with like the father, her husband, or whatever. It's like, can I see them? I almost had them that one day. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, no, you can't. Like, come on, bring them out. Like, it's just like, all right, I was engaged in that one. I was like, ooh, what happened to this guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? Like, let's get further into this. And then as the movie progressed, you're like, okay, well, she said something right before she killed herself. And it was like, I was the one who brought the evil. It's me. And then she kills herself. Fucking give me more of that, right? Instead of that, the other dude, like, give me like the father trying to come and lure the kids. You know what I mean? I'm your dad. I was hiding in the woods. I was scared of your mom. Did something happen? Where is she? Like,
But
you
then
get me? Like,
it kind of contradicts with her story, because she said, your father was touched by the evil, so I had to kill him. So it's kind of that's because they mention like, oh, Mama killed Papa,
but then
because he was touched by the evil.
but
So at this
then
point,
you
I want to
get that
see
internal
more people.
conflict.
I want to see more people. So the kids aren't going to see the father. They've never seen the father. They have no idea what he fucking
Yeah, they
looks
would have known
like.
that
They
that was the dad.
said
But
that. So even if he says,
Right.
I'm your father, it's like, all right.
But
so we're
Mom-
just
but
going
Mama
based off
said
you.
you're not, though.
Right. And you
But
must
I-
be dead,
yeah.
right? But then that goes to the whole, are you real? Are you not real? Right. So now it's that internal conflict with the kids now. And you're like, wait a minute. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like
They would be
mom's
very
gone,
stupid
and now you're
kids.
coming back.
I would say if you
I'm agreeing
So-
with what you're saying, Matt, as far as like the shots with Halle Berry by herself, all of you.
Mhm.
I would have liked to see Nolan watching his mom react to nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
While you're
Yeah.
seeing
Yes.
her react to something, because
Yes.
seeing her just react to something, I know what they were trying to go for as far as the viewer to
Well,
say
you
like,
do
oh, well,
see
she's
that.
seeing it and this is real.
well, you do
And
see
then
You
that.
see it
Nolan's
when
not
she
seeing
saves
anything.
them. In
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
beginning.
you see that
Yeah,
when she's
but I
holding
mean
on.
her by herself, not just but that's her with her kids, not her by herself. So if you had like
That's
panned
true.
out shot of Nolan watching his mom react to something and there's nothing there,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do it one time right before she slits her throat, because that's
Yeah.
when it's just like, let her out, and they're fighting to get her out.
but then
And
they're
it-
fighting, they're not even watching her react
Right.
to it.
Right.
Correct. They should have did that when she was talking to the dad, and he was like
Yes.
Who you
right by
talking
the
to,
window.
Mama?
He's just
Correct.
looking. He's right by the window. He don't even say nothing. He's just watching her, and
Yeah.
and she's just she's walking.
It would
she's talking.
it would play
It's like,
into that doubt.
nobody there.
The issue is that the film was building to it. It was all in her head, and it was working beautifully. I think in that sense. I think there were some narrative issues along the way,
Mhm.
but I uh, I thought it was working really well of how it was building up to. It was all just mental illness, and I even think, and this is just from my perspective of what I was seeing in the movie, I think she killed both her parents. So here's my internal chronology of it all. I think she killed both her parents because her mom actually believed that the evil was out there in the world, and kind of like a sort of an apocalypse sort of thing.
Mhm.
And they make this bunker in preparation, kind of like evangelical fundamentalist sort of thing. And they made this bunker to try to protect themselves. She got tired of that, and what snapped her was when she saw what started snapping her was when she saw that little girl that she let die,
Mhm.
and she knew it was a real girl, and she let her die, and that snapped her. Now she eventually kills both of her parents because she wants to escape. She goes to the city, lives a life of a lot of debauchery because based on what I saw, she was blonde in that picture.
Oh,
And
was
she had a
blonde,
tattoo.
bra
She
out,
was
cat.
she was having fun to the point where she got preggers. And then she probably told, husband was trying to be a good man. He was trying to provide for her. And she was like, I don't want to, because, when you have a pregnant wife, you want to please her. And as she's nesting, all that. And she was like, I want to have it in the cabin where I grew up. Fine, cool. And when they're there, she just snaps again and kills him. And I think that's what the movie was trying to build to, but then they did what they did at the end. And that bugged me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of like that. And if you're gonna do like the whole snap thing and like make it all about her, then actually like just lean into that more, and then I would have been okay with it, right? But the fact that you're giving me more evil, and now it's a up and down thing, and now it's a hereditary thing, and it's just like it was a lot
Yeah.
of unopened questions, like, and it's just not unopened questions that I want to see another part and for you can tie them up, like none of that. It was just like it kind of fell flat.
It's funny because I have a similar thing with Eddie here as far as the storyline goes, except I think that she didn't kill her mom. She might have killed her dad, but I feel like her mom was sick because she was, you know, she looked very sick, at least, the evil did. And that's not, taking the Evil Dead aspect out of it. But she was a bigger woman. She refused to leave the house. Maybe she had some sort of mental condition where she was afraid to leave the house.
She
And
says
still the
that
father played into that.
she says that she
And
killed her.
yeah.
No, the mom says
Her mom?
She says you poisoned me.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
why.
but
That's why the black.
That's
goo-
her interpretation of the evil.
I think that's
Which is
part
super
of the. I
inconsistent.
think that's part of the story that the mom. Okay,
Because she never says she killed her parents at
she's
all.
not going to tell her kids that.
No.
By the
but
way,
she
I
could tell
killed
them
grandma
she
and
killed their
grandpa,
dad,
bitch.
but she could say that she killed her dad or their dad.
She never said. She said that she killed the dad because he was touched by the evil.
Right.
I
So
think
why couldn't she just say my parents were also touched by the evil?
because I think the way she explains the mom and how the mom treated her, she's trying to look at her mother as her mother's like, she was there to protect us. Because she said that the grandfather was killed by the mom. So it's like a protection kind of thing.
He built this protection
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Like if the kids are hearing their mom say, well, I had to kill grandpa and grandma and dad, you're going to be like, you're a psychopath, huh? You're a psycho. They're already
kids
questioned.
Were very astute. There was only one kid that questioned until
well,
most
I
of the way
think
through the movie.
Sam.
The other kid was so
questions-
devoted. Sam,
yes, but he wanted love.
Sam was so invested in pleasing his mom. He would have just told his brother, like, sit down, it's fine. Mom killed because she had to. There was only one kid that was really testing her.
And that's really a lot of fear there. But back to like the mom. The mom does say, you poisoned me. That's why she has the black on her. So I think what happened was Halle Berry snapped and she poisoned her mother, killed. It's possible that the grandfather was killed by the mom. Possible. And then we know that she killed the husband. We know that. And she's just psychopath. Just crazy bitch.
So the evil's a hereditary disease.
No, so here's
go ahead. That's a good question, Sabrina.
It's a good question because I thought about it. That question that you asked, I thought about it. And I think what it's more of about a metaphor about mental illness, really, and what it's trying to do, because there is an ambiguous thing about whether it's mental illness or obedience. But I really do think, because again, every time she says that she brought the evil in, to me, that's such a key component to the whole story, because how can I put it? The mom, why would she say she brought the evil in and then the mom had to kill grandpa?
Correct.
Like, not the mom. Why did grandma kill grandpa if there was no evil to begin with until she brought it in? So that all these things, her stories don't add up, which is the part of the unreliable narrator that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I picked up the story how I picked it up, whereas she killed everybody, left, ditched. Also, if she was touched by the evil, why did she poison mom instead of just shooting her? Like, that is a really contrived way, because if she poisoned her,
that the evil would do, like eat her own babies.
Yes, but here's the thing: if the evil, let's look at the rules of the game. If the evil touched the house is no longer sanctified.
Right. So it wouldn't have been sanctified to begin with if she was the evil.
Well, yes, but also
that's the point.
But that's the point. That's the point.
What she said is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That house was never fucking. There was no fucking God that was looking on it.
Nothing to do with anything.
The house had nothing to do
Other
with
than
anything.
just being
It
a
was
house.
a ploy.
It was just a house.
It's just yes, 1,000%. It's a ploy.
So then explain the end that we saw, that he grabs his mother's spirit and then it's the evil and that we get that snake thing.
It's just in his
All
head.
in his head.
Boom.
That's in his head.
All in his head. That is
That's
exactly
all in
in
his
his head,
head.
and
That's all
that
in
is
his
what he
head.
wanted to imagine.
All
He
in
wanted
his
to
head.
imagine the evil
Yeah.
as some sort of physical entity that he chose to be a snake, because he
Yes.
was the one that lifted up the snake
He-
in the beginning.
That's right. Yes, he
Yes.
did.
He was
He
obsessed with the
realized-
concept of it came to her in the
he
form of a
realized-
snake, and now I see the snake skin.
Very good. Yes, I
He-
agree 1,000%.
he
with
realized-
Sabrina.
And
He
think
realized
about-
mom
think
was
about-
bad.
Think about
Yes.
this whole Bible thing too, right? Like, who was the serpent that came with the evil and the apple? Like, come on, like this is all.
There were very
connected in that
biblical
certain way.
undertones, yes.
Oh yes, with the praying,
But
touching
nobody
the
read
wood.
the Bible. They left it there, but nobody read it.
Yeah, she had it. She had it locked away in a box with those photos in the camera.
She knows
But
better.
lady, you should have read the Bible better.
She locked that shit in the box. She was like, I'm
She
not putting this stuff out here. I'm not putting it
Because
out here.
then her kids would question her even more.
I think in the long run, what
She didn't
it
want that.
was.
She wanted subservience.
Yes, 1,000%. And I believe that's why the father even says she's going to end up killing them anyway. Because like that whole moment of like when she has them down, the kid just broke his fucking ankle and she tosses him on the fucking floor. Put your hands on the wood. And she's got that fucking knife out. That's the moment where she's like, I'm going to kill these fucking kids. But then it's like the mom
If
instinct
you're touched by
comes
the evil,
in.
you're dead.
Right. And you won't know if you're touched by the evil. She's going to know if you're touched by the evil because she's a psychopath. She's a psychopath.
If you didn't say the prayer even once.
Bingo, that's it. That's exactly what
You're
it was.
dead.
Right.
If you remember when Nolan, obviously you remember, when Nolan is holding Sam's hand and he touches the wood, the fucking not the ceiling, the wall, and he starts to say it, Sam doesn't say it, he just, rah, which was hilarious, by the way.
It was mad funny.
That was just him snapping at that point, There ain't no possession. The fucking kid just lost his shit.
He was drinking the Kool-Aid, and he holds his brother responsible from his mother killing herself.
Yes.
And just fucking snapped.
Yes.
And he realized at that point all of it was fake and he had been led astray his entire life. He believed that whole lie and now he's got nothing.
And you remember
So he
they
just lost it.
Yes, 1,000%. And they mentioned too, Nolan says it to Sam. He goes, dude, we're dying. When you start to slowly die and you're sick and shit, you hallucinate. And that's why
where Sam starts off his shit. Where he's just like, well, maybe if mom was still alive, you'd still believe her or whatever.
Then he
or
sees
maybe
the
if
little
we
girl,
die,
and then out of nowhere, we get what he sees.
Right.
And it's him getting possessed.
And it's the same little girl from the picture from the
that he
lost
looked at
hiker,
in time.
because he said, hey, I'm looking at it. It's this girl. So he follows her believing it's the girl.
Because he felt guilt.
You know what?
That was
That's
guilt.
perfect. Let's talk about when Cole shows up, when that hiker shows up
Big
and
old Cole.
sees the wreckage from Nolan trying to hunt, not being successful, coming back with a basket of what looks like leaves and shit. Coda's gone and Sam is very, very ill.
Yes.
Practically on a deathbed, it seems like.
Pretty much.
Ripping his stomach, like his body is shutting down. Emerges Cole, this signal of hope that they could have used to lead them to civilization earlier, to get them help, to feed them, to make sure that they're properly hydrated before getting them into some help in the city. He absolutely gave me hope in this movie where I'm like, oh yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine and, everything's good. But of course it can't happen like that. What happened, Cole?
Motherfucker got shot.
He gets a arrow to the back.
He got a fucking
Straight
arrow
to the
right
fucking
to the back.
spine.
Feel bad for that guy.
He got Cupid. He got Cupided.
He did. He got Cupided hardcore
Mhm.
right in the spine, to where it plays off that unreliable narrator once again, because you have Sam who's still saying no, it's the evil, and Nolan who's saying no, he's real. But Nolan kind of takes a step back because he's still skeptical. Whether that's out of fear or him thinking it's the evil is so hard for me to determine which one he's thinking because I cannot get in this kid's head.
Do
He's
you
doubted so
realize
much
when he
that
realized he was real?
Yes.
Yeah, 911.
Yes, that's exactly when
The
he knew he
minute
was
that
real.
911 call was placed and he hears it on the other side,
Yes.
he realized there's a whole other fucking world out there that he's never gotten to see, and all of this is fake. And that is a real guy who just got killed by his brother.
That's right. That's exactly when he realized it. Because that's why they focused on the phone. And they as the 911 call is going on, which is a very simple 911, what's your emergency? It's loud.
Sir, tell us where you are.
Yeah, but you think about it. The phone is far away from where Nolan is standing, but we as the audience can hear the whole thing, and it's the whole point of that's the moment Nolan realizes, because that's what he says when he comes back and he gives him the bag, and he's like, he was real. You just killed a man.
And he's dead.
And he's dead.
He's real. He's dead. Here's food.
Yeah, here's food.
No, it's fake. And he's eating it. He's like, nope.
He had a plan at that moment. I believe Nolan had a plan where he
But I
was
mean-
like, you have to eat. You have to eat. You're dying. We're dying, bro. We got to eat. And then at that moment, Nolan would have been like, we got to get the fuck out of here. It's time to go.
And that is exactly where Nolan says, hey, we need to eat. We're dying. And Sam says, maybe once when we die, we'll be reunited with Mama and you'll soon understand to believe her. And it's like, holy shit, dude. No, you are so far deep in this Kool-Aid
Yeah,
that there's no pulling you back out
He's gone.
Yeah.
until he sees that little girl.
Actually,
When he
Ri-
finally eats the food,
yeah.
realizes it's real,
Yes.
and goes outside, sees the mom, has another fucking mental break, comes back and sees that little girl, it's all over.
Now, here's my question. This is what I'm thinking, right? I don't believe the little girl was actually there. I believe that was all in his mind because at first I was thinking, I'm like,
Yeah.
is it possible? Because it could be. Maybe she was in the car. My dad hasn't come back, But then I'm like, I can't. It's nighttime. I can't see a little girl just walking around with no flashlight.
Especially
and
because it's
fucking-
nighttime.
no flashlight, walking around. So I was trying to figure out, I'm like, well, is he seeing it or is it true? Because, the way she reacted also made a lot of fucking sense. She's like, where'd you get that flashlight from? Wait a minute, that's my dad's flashlight. Holy shit. And then takes off running.
Now hold up. If a flashlight's being pointed at your eyes, can you see anything behind it besides the mask holding it?
No.
So how the fuck did she see the flashlight and know it was her dad's?
Well, I mean, there was a flash.
Because she's not.
Well, he
dead.
turns it off. And
Yeah.
he tilts it down. Well, I'm sorry, he doesn't turn it off. He tilts it down towards her stomach. So she can
Even
see
so,
it, and it was wrapped.
she could see
was
it.
Great.
But even so, how many gray flashlights are there in the world? How
Oh,
do you know
sure,
that's
sure.
fucking
I mean,
dad's?
Sure. But
know.
she also
Because
was
she even
following the
asked, she
footsteps.
says, "Where did you get that flashlight?" It's like,
Mhm.
it's a fucking flashlight, my dude.
See, that's
But
what
he
he
didn't
should have said.
answer.
He would have been like, "It's a fucking flashlight, bitch. Look, it also
Yeah.
turns
Yeah,
red."
like-
Now, if it would have turned red, like the
Correct.
moment he clicked it and it went red, she would have been like, "Wait a minute, my dad has that same
Yeah.
flashlight." Because not many flashlights go white to red. So,
Right.
oh, that's very interesting. Very good. I like that.
But just a fucking flashlight. And the fact that she asks him very specific questions and then it takes off, she doesn't interact with the rope at all. She barely even interacts with him. Like she doesn't touch him, nothing. So much that you can tell what's real and what's not by the way they interact with the environment around them. She didn't react to anything at all. So I believe that she was just a figment of Sam's psyche.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
and of the guilt too, because he finally realized that, oh shit, I did kill somebody.
He looked
So,
at his mom
and
too.
then, yeah, looked at his mom like, fuck, did I do that too?
Looked
and
at her,
then-
freaked the fuck out, and then there she
Mhm.
is.
And then
The little
boom,
girl.
she just shows up. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. And then I mean that scene was great too when we saw all the hands climbing up on the
Oh.
tree. Like that
Ooh.
was
Yeah,
good.
that was funny.
that was
I feel-
creepy.
I feel like that was the creepiest
Yeah.
part of the movie.
That was very creepy. I didn't like that part. I was like, that gives me
Yeah,
dead
yeah, I was like,
silence
nope,
part. I don't like that.
Nope.
Hmm.
I was like, yep, nope, not. That's too many hands for one person.
It's got spider
It's-
hands.
This little girl is a centipede.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, fuck that. She ain't real, bruh. She ain't real, bruh.
Which, if you remember, he was also playing with the centipede too
He was.
Mhm.
before he
What?
ate
Yes,
the
he
fucking
was.
frog. My guy
Yeah.
ate a frog.
Yeah.
Bro, I
Let's
got
talk
warts.
about that. The survival elements of this movie. When you have absolutely nothing left, they've resorted to bugs,
Mhm.
frogs, and
Tree
eventually
bark.
tree bark.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ugh, tree
If
bark.
you guys were in a survival situation, would you go for the frog, the bugs, or the tree bark?
Bugs.
All three.
Bugs.
Bugs.
Bugs. Everyone knows it's bugs.
I've
Come on,
watched
you've
The
seen
Lion
The
King.
protein.
I've watched The Lion
Come on.
King. I know what you got to do. I'd Hakuna Matata my
Oh.
way out of that shit.
I Kuna
Yeah.
Matata.
You like the little
Also,
cream filled
they're
kind?
yes.
Wow. Eddie.
But
Give him the sticky chair again. Give him the sticky chair
just,
again.
just sit here, bro. Just sit here.
but
Jesus.
I'm gonna be really honest. If you just know some survival things, frogs can carry some diseases, whereas
Mhm.
bugs are less likely to carry diseases. So they're nutritionally dense. Whereas you got to be careful what frog you pick. There's
Yeah.
really not a lot of bugs that will kill you if you eat them.
Right.
Whereas
I
frogs,
do like. I like that he
yeah.
like stares at the frog, contemplating it for a minute, and then eats it. And I'm like, she
I mean,
must have taught
frogs
him
are
survival
delicious, but-
skills not to eat the pretty looking frogs.
I-
But still, it's the fact that you ate it al dente. You ate it raw.
did. He
you
ate it.
sushified this fucking frog.
That motherfucker was moving while he was eating it. I think it would have been better
Yeah.
if after he was possessed, that he would have ate the frog. Like he would have kept
Yes.
the
Yeah.
frog. You know, that's my
Yeah.
pet. This is my pet frog. And then he comes
Hunger sets in.
inside. The hunger sets in. Bingo. Hunger sets in. He doesn't want to eat that other food or some shit like that. And he fucking just and then Nolan watches him eat it like, dude, what are you doing? Nah.
This is actually good.
Like, can you imagine if Sam ate the frogs over the food that Nolan brought back, how absolutely insane that would have been as a
Yeah.
shot for Nolan to be like, I brought food. This is real food. And him being so fixated on believing his mother and her dad that he goes, absolutely fucking not. Here's this tasty little frog. And then just munches down.
And give it a name so you feel bad when he eats it. Like,
Yes.
this is Pedro, and just fucking eats it. And you're like, dude,
Pedro the frog.
like, that's
yes.
fucking Pedro. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
They're just
Fucked up.
killing fucking, they were going to kill a dog. Now they're killing frogs. Like, this movie's not nice to amphibians.
This movie's not nice.
They also are.
Not at
They're
all.
also kind of They're also kind of random naming their pets Kona or Coda, and then Pedro. Like,
Well,
there's
I named
no
him Pedro.
consistency there.
Well, he named him.
Oh, I
I'd
know.
probably
but
be
just,
more
I know. It's
They
just
should have named him Dad, like father. This is father. Well, Papa.
God.
Papa, right? That's what.
Faja.
And this is my Faja the frog. Faja frog.
My
Fascia.
Faja frog.
my fascia fat to scream. They're here and in and out and in and out. But can we talk real quick about the accents, the Southern accents in this?
Absolutely,
here,
we
Phil?
can, because the most unbelievable part for me was the accents. Just
It took me right out. It took
Halle
me
Berry
right out
is
as
an
soon as-
Academy Award winner, by the way.
Mhm.
Let's remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again,
the
so is
kids
Nicolas
aren't.
Cage. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
that's
digress.
true.
Go ahead.
we're
Well-
not going to diss the rage cage here, okay?
No, that
No,
was for
well,
that was for long legs. That was different. But he was
Yes.
fantastic.
No, but that Southern accent. First of all, I don't know where they were, but they were doing basically a Texan accent. A Texan. It was basically, I think, a Texan accent from an upper class Texan accent, because it was Mama, Papa, and it was very Frenchy, and it's because the Southern accent, when it's more high class, it gets a little bit more Frenchy. Go,
Mhm.
well, here you see what it's a very prolonged pronunciation of the thing.
A very
I'm not
Monopoly
an
man.
expert in
It's very
Yeah,
monopoly. But
yeah.
they
That's
do
what I
actually
thought.
say where they're at, though, because he pulls the map up.
Yeah,
And I wasn't sure because
yeah.
it was
What was
quick.
the map?
It was either Montana or it was Missouri. I'm going to go with Montana because it was mountains.
But
Very mountainous with like
yes.
cities, like recognizable cities.
I
on
would
the
believe it.
Yeah.
Because he pulls the map out. That's another reason why I
doesn't-
realized
that's
it's
not a
real.
Montana. That's not a Montana accent, though.
Talk
It's
to Halle
definitely
Berry.
not.
Talk to Halle Berry.
Yeah,
Why
bro,
are
I
you talking
don't-
like you're fucking from from Oklahoma? Like, no, you're not from Oklahoma.
It kind of gave me like Louisiana vibes too, or Mississippi. Like,
Yeah.
but bad.
like French Quarter type
Yeah, yeah.
Mississippi.
Yes.
I'm going to check to see what
But
that
it
map
wasn't.
said. Go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah. Because
yeah,
no,
I didn't think it was
I
good.
was just concerned about the accents. I was
Yeah,
really
no, the
concerned
accents
about
were
the accents.
I mean, but at the end of the day, did it really matter? Like, fuck it, right? Like, I don't think the scenery. The only thing that played the part of it was the woods and the cabin, right? So who gives? At the end of the day, the only time we seen something else was at the end. So like, fuck it, right? At
That's
the end of
something
the
too.
day,
Yeah.
Yeah,
The fact that
'cause-
you mentioned that is interesting to me because I always like crossover when
Mhm.
you can have different forms of media for each. So this was very much set in like a play setting where you have
Right.
one scene, one layout where it's just the woods and the cabin. Like that is your
Mhm.
scene. And then later it branches out to like a third or fourth scene. But it's specifically sticking to that one area. So it's very condensed in itself, where it's like, this is where the story is. The rest of the world has nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
It's just this one person, this one family.
The village.
And
Which
yes,
yeah.
but with less characters.
Yes.
which
Way less
works, which works. It's just that look, see, these are the tiny details make a movie. I've
Yes.
always said that to people. The reason why we still keep talking about The Godfather or Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or The Exorcist all these years later is because of all the details that there are in the production that make it feel like a real world. It's not a real world, but you think it is because of all the extra layers of detail. when you have that hard Southern accent, and then the hitchhiker doesn't have it, and then her boyfriend doesn't have it, I go like, did they move there? Why are they having this like? Is
They
it
did
a
say that they moved.
commentary?
They did say that they moved at the beginning. She
They
said, my papa built this cabin and moved my mama into it.
Yes,
So we don't know where they
but
moved from.
we don't.
But also, it's really, really bizarre that even when we hear her dead mama talk, she doesn't have it either.
Nope.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She don't have it either.
I think Halle Berry just
I-
made it up. I think they were filming. Halle Berry just started with an accent. They're sitting there watching. They're going, "It's
I
great."
feel like
You
we
know?
are in the South.
And she's
It's
they're like,
probably
Just start
her
hugging.
new
And then
life.
they're like,
It's
"You're Halle
probably-
Berry. You can do
that's
whatever the fuck
true.
you want."
"That's
no,
a good
you know,
point."
when she was like, I'm living in the city, I was a different person back then.
That's
and
true.
She's like, oh, this is the new life. This is the life I've had to
That's
acclimate
true.
to. It's like,
So
so
she
in your
added
new
an
life,
accent.
you just decided to have an accent.
I like that, to be honest with you, and I'm going to go
You know
with
what?
that.
That makes it better now.
That makes it so
better
much
now.
better. And the fact that she started like, listen, I'm leaving my past behind because I killed people. So what do I got to do? I got to change my hair, and I got to put an accent on. Well, what kind of accent you going to go with? Because she talks to herself. And
The answer is yes.
And she's just like, I'm just going to put an accent on. And I don't even think it's in the script. I don't think there's
No.
anywhere that said that she got a fucking accent. She started doing one. They were watching it. They were like, is anybody going to tell her? She's an Academy Award winner, dude.
No.
Yep, no problem. Keep going, bitch.
Yeah,
You're doing great.
You know what?
The problem is the kids actors then listen to her and we're like, well, we're gonna have to do that too. Well, yeah, she's Halle Berry. You got to do what she's doing. She's your mother. It makes sense that you have that accent. And the kids were like, we're gonna have to replicate her bad accent. Which, to the kids' credit, both of them replicated that bad accent. So they weren't doing a bad accent. They were replicating her bad accent.
They were doing a good job with the bad accent.
They were copying Mama.
They were doing great.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Confess to the wood, child.
Touch the wood.
Confess
the wood.
Jesus.
Say it. Say it.
Well,
Did you imagine the evil gone?
Yes,
yeah.
Mom.
What can we talk about that? She's saying to cleanse your soul, you have to get into this like little crawl space cellar type deal. And imagine you losing everything and then the light coming back and you having everything else to be grateful for what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
watch
don't know about y'all,
Frailty.
but that just sounds like going to take a nap and coming back and being like, yeah,
Yeah. You know
light,
what it does
I'm all
sound like?
refreshed. It's
You know
all
what?
great.
You know what,
Fair.
you know what it does sounds like? It sounds like a confessional booth in Catholicism.
Catholicism.
Catholicism. There you go. I
It's a
can't
tough
talk.
word.
I can't talk.
It's like
Catholicism.
glorious
Anonymous.
gore.
Catholicism. You know, we talk about accents and
Catholicism.
shit like that. Like,
That's fun.
you know, it got
It's
me
fun to say.
tongue-tied. You know what I mean?
It's one.
He
Try
goes
saying it with an
Catholic.
accent. Wait, it might help you. Try saying it with the accent.
Catholicism.
There it is. You nailed
There you
it.
go.
There you
Catholicism.
go.
Very
I
good.
just needed the accent.
Yeah,
Just need the
no,
accent.
that's a good point. Again, I will revert back to Frailty because this, when you watch it or when we watch it, you will see that they stole pretty much everything about that movie.
Yeah, dog. Like, and it was all half-ass. It was all half-ass because then they go to a flashback at the end when he grabs this so-called entity, and it goes right back to it. Even closed, it fades to black, and then pops up, and then he's like, and it goes right back to his mama saying that thing, and then he's like in it again, and then she out of nowhere just like rips up and whatever he imagined.
That part was
And it's
dope.
almost like, yeah, that was probably one.
When,
of the
when Halle Berry becomes Voldemort?
Yes.
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 Snake Voldemort.
Okay.
While we're here,
Snake
let's just
Boldy.
talk about the ending. Let's talk about from that point to the ending of where he sees this visage of his mother in this burning building. The curtains, the flames go up on the curtains, and you see her standing there, and she's telling him basically like, "This is all your fault. This is all your fault. This is all your fault.
You're a piece of shit.
Nolan, you should have just believed me blindly. This is all your fault.
You're a piece of shit, Nolan. Get a haircut.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Nolan, wash your ass cracks because I know you haven't. You ever see those kids take a bath in that whole ass movie? You see Halle
No.
Berry take a bath.
No.
You do, but
You
you,
didn't
never
see the
see
kids
those
take a
kids.
bath?
And they looked ashy as fuck.
They
They look-
stanky
yeah.
kids.
Yeah, they did.
They don't stanky.
They dumb stankies.
I'm stinky, mama. I'm thinking because of you. You didn't wash yourself, boy. You
Mama,
confess the water you wash,
mama,
boy.
mama,
Touch the wood and
the
wash.
stinkier I get, the more flies we can eat. Cause I attract them.
Oh no. Oh, that's good. That's pretty funny.
Eat them like
Mama,
popcorn.
no, mama, no. Don't stick me in the crate. Don't put me in the crate with the dog. He stink too.
He stink too.
He stink
Can we
too.
eat his ticks? Can we eat them?
Can
Ugh.
we eat the
But-
ticks? Sam ate a frog. He's now
Ticks are just like
and now he's dying.
gushers. So the flies are
Like
popcorn,
gushers.
the
Oh
ticks
my
are
God.
gushers.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
They
Those
are.
ticks are
So
gushers.
bad.
What is wrong with you? How do you say that? Like, that's
With confidence.
I love gushers too, and you
She's
just
a
ruined
creep.
them for me.
You're gonna think about it.
No, I'm
She's
never
a
eating them
creep.
again. These are ticks.
But getting into the
one
ending-
of the oh, sorry. Go ahead. I just wanted to mention one thing
Mhm.
that I was thinking about it. I hadn't thought about it, but as I was talking with you guys, I was thinking about when she opens that door, that little cellar, that basement, and puts them in.
Mhm.
The way she talks about it sounds like something that happened to her while in the city.
Probably.
And because I really think that the movie's trying to make it seem like she's following the religion that her mom and her dad were doing, but I think she made up that religion, like the wood religion. Let's call it the wood religion, because basically the wood will save you.
Religion of the wood.
Yes, the legend of the
Wild
wood.
wood.
But because
It's
what
the
I
Book of
think
Seal.
it is, yeah, because well, think about it. The idea always is confess to the wood, and it's more along the lines of she didn't appreciate what her parents had done for her, and the wood represents the efforts of her parents. So she's just trying to say, like, this was a good place. This was always good for you. This was always good for me. And one day I woke up and I had nothing, and I was starving, probably, or something to that effect. So I really think that that's what they were trying to build to, but it just didn't work.
I'm actually curious as to what was written on the door that they were touching on the way out.
Mhm. And just all around, even the door.
Never
the
let
door to
go.
the cellar. Yeah, pretty much. I feel like all of this is like a weak symbolism of like protecting your children from the evils of the world, and I just feel like it was not done the right way. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of sub like plots that we can kind of get into, but like, yeah, I just yeah, she might have gone crazy and she might have left her parents that were trying to protect her or whatever. She got knocked up, or she saw the world and how evil it could be to somebody. And then when she got knocked up, she's like, well, I don't want my kids to go through the same shit that I've went through. And in some crazy, sick, sadistic way, she isolates them into this world to try to protect them. And it just never really worked out the right way. She winded up dooming them for real.
Yeah.
It's childhood trauma and it gets passed down. And I think that's what happened with Sam at the end too. Is like it made him go crazy because he just saw his mom kill herself. He just killed somebody and he's only 10. You know what I mean? Like, so, or he's
Yeah.
probably like 12, like, oh no, they're twins, right? Yeah.
Yes, they are twins.
So whatever. Yeah.
I think
even
I
though he
called
looks
this-
way older.
Yeah, I think I called this a therapist's wet dream just because of how much
Yeah.
was in it.
Yeah.
And legitimately it's that childhood trauma that you're not recovering from, that you're bringing to your
Mhm.
own children.
But it's also like the movie doesn't do a great job at
No.
exploring those, right? Because if
No.
it is a therapist's wet dream, what is the therapist gonna say? We're gonna have another session. I'm gonna book you for 6 months because we need to dive deep into this, right? And I feel like every time they were like tiptoeing around something like that, whether it's you're gonna give me a full spiritual or you're gonna give me full therapy, like you like or full like what is not therapy, but full adult trauma, like full adult themes, right? Like which one are
Adult
you
trauma
gonna give
is
me?
just
Right.
trauma.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. True. That's true. Childhood trauma or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Adult wounds are wounds too.
Yes.
Yeah, we matter.
Adult
But
wounds.
You get what I'm saying, though, right? Like you're just teetering on all. You're like dipping your toes in all of these themes, but you're not giving me one concise theme. And I think
Yes.
that's the main problem in this movie, and you see it at the end. right? And then he goes, well, she loves me more, or she loves me better, like what we heard
Yes,
in the
I want to
beginning.
talk about that ending real quick because after they're finally saved and they find Nolan like in the cellar where the house is just ash and rubble around him, and that is the only safe space. I guess they fireproof that one door just in case. You know?
Yeah, whatever.
By all
that
means.
that
For real.
was so stupid. It was wood.
Yeah, but it was the enchanted wood. So the minute
Ooh.
that they open that door and they find him and they take him out, they're in the evac helicopter and they're getting treatment, and he's just like, oh, I need my brother. Whereas Sam and the EMT paramedic is just like, hey, he's right here. You're good. You're safe. Just breathe. He has that sense of calm, and in the back of his head and like just whispering in his ear, you hear like, she loves me more, and it's like, so now he's bringing that trauma with him everywhere. And
Correct.
earlier in the movie, he said, I can let go of the rope. I can let go of this house. I can't let go of my brother.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I'm pretty sure he just let go of his brother.
Yes.
Well, yeah, at the end, yeah, he's
1,000%.
like, oh, fuck you,
Yeah.
bro. You
I-
just try to kill me.
I like to call it, as a, of course, movie therapist that, as we know, I am. I like to call it the gin blossom theory, and it's called "Hey Jealousy." You know what I'm talking about? Hey
Yes.
Jealousy. That's all that was. Straight up
Yeah,
jealousy.
Yeah, that was definitely. It was all jealousy.
But even it's interesting because the jealousy, even within his mom's death, it's always going to be there, always. So no matter what his brother does, I mean, they're both fucked up. But no matter what his brother does to try to rectify any of it, even if he's just like, "Hey, mom's dead," like it's whatever, he's never going to let that go.
Absolutely not.
No, but don't we see him actually say it with his lips and then smile?
He says
Like,
it.
at the end.
He says it.
like,
He has the
so-
mask on, but he does say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he says it and then smiles, and that's all we see. And you're just like, oh, well, you're
But-
just a dick.
So do you think he
It's-
said it
it's-
before in the movie, like out loud?
no,
Yes,
absolutely.
he said it.
Yes, he did.
He said it.
My thing, because here's the real theme of the movie, is that she's trying to protect them from the evil of the outside world, but the reality is the evil's not it's not an entity.
No.
Evil's within us,
Mhm.
and you can spiritualize it if you want to eventually, but at least within the movie's context and the message of the movie is the evil's within us. Because notice first of all, the mere fact that he's jealous and he says she loves me more, and then that provokes Nolan to trip him.
Yes.
That's an evil act that both commit, and they're tied to the rope, so they're already evil within themselves, which is already it's contradicting these kids are not pure because they never were. They're human. We're all
Right.
so
I mean,
that's
even
the,
if their mom is the evil that she's admitted to, having the children would make them also evil.
But
Exactly.
then again, you could just be like, well, they're twin brothers. They fight. We all like. I have siblings. I fought with my sister all through my childhood. Right. It's just now they're fighting with higher stake circumstances, so to speak. Right. So yes, that's the evil we're talking about, right? And that needs to get rectified by your parents and the teachings that you go through growing up. Which is what they're kind of getting in this weird, twisted way. But also, we all learn how to love thy brother, and that's what Nolan knows, that I am never gonna let go of my brother, right? Because at the end of the day, you got to stick together with your family, right?
Right.
So
Y'all made some great points, and I absolutely am so happy that we got to discuss this movie because there was so much that we could talk about in terms of, good and bad. Is there anything that stuck out to you guys in this movie, good or bad, that we haven't covered yet? Because I will say, the thing that stuck out to me the most was when they showed the evil, how absolutely fucking crazy they looked. I know it's very Evil Dead-esque, but it hit me in the right spot.
yeah, I mean, the first time we see it and we find out it's the mom, right? We see her and she has like a little snake tongue and whatever else. I was just like, okay, all right, I'm in, baby, let's go. I just wish they gave me more of them.
I wanted to see
I
more.
actually agree.
Yeah.
I actually
me
agree.
too.
I think that they should have leaned more to the psychological aspect of it, but then when we got into the visions, they needed to rev up the creepy
Mhm.
factor. When they did, it did look good. It did
Yes.
look good.
Yes. I agree too.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys, but I think we have some other things personally to discuss. I'm pretty sure since we called this movie Therapist Wet Dream that I think we have a session coming up for us.
Therapy, therapy, we need some therapy. Therapy, therapy, we need some therapy. Call Tommy James 877 move it now with the prescription pad in hand. He's gonna fix your horror plan. Oh yeah. Are you lost in the woods? Or chased by a guy with a hook?
Okay, thank you, Sabrina, so much. I didn't get that cue, but indeed now I do have it. And thank you so much, because I am very excited to give a therapy session for this movie, because let's be real for a second. This whole movie, as we've mentioned, is a therapist's wet dream. Well, indeed, my chair is sticky because it's time to give that old-fashioned 3 prescriptions to 1 patient from this film. And I chose, well, funny enough, I actually did all 3 fucking characters, but I had to pick one because it'll be for hours. I picked Nolan. I think Nolan was a phenomenal character, but he obviously has a lot of issues, and I'm here to help him. So here are my 3 prescriptions for Nolan when it comes to the movie Never Let Go. Number 1, I call it the Untether Yourself Detox Plan. Okay, here we go. Step 1, cut the rope. Literally or metaphorically, I don't judge. Number 2, take a deep breath. But don't pass out, because it's very important. If you pass out, this whole thing doesn't mean shit. Okay? And step 3, realize the world isn't ending and your mom's been treating life like a horror movie for no reason. Honestly, being dragged into the abyss might be less exhausting than another touch the wood prayer session. Unfortunately, warning, this may cause guilt trips, gaslighting, a jealous brother, or possibly hugging snake people. Number 2, I like to call it a full course of go-to-therapy dude pills. Holy shit, kid, your mother's crazy. You might need legitimate therapy, but not with me. I don't want to throw it out there, just not with me. If you're starting to believe in the evil just because mom said so, of course, classic mom logic. Also, thinking that the rope is the only thing standing between you and disaster, or you're suppressing every independent thought just to keep mom from flipping out. And let's not forget that growing urge to snap and burn the cabin down, because deep down I know he wanted to do it too. The side effects of this, though, will realize that, sir, you were never crazy. Your mother's just an asshole. That's really what it is. And of course, number 3, I like to call it a one-way ticket to get the hell out of here fast. Here's the instructions. Pay attention very closely. Number 1, pick up a bag. Number 2, grab the dog. Number 3, run into the woods like your life depends on it, because honestly, it might. If demons do catch you, though, well, look at it this way. At least you went out with a bang. Okay, you went out with a bang. If you survive and find civilization, you're basically a hero. Worst case, you realize living with your crazy bitch mother isn't probably the best life choices. Of course, I do, in fact, have an alternative treatment, which is set up mom a Tinder account. Okay? When you get over all the way down to civilization, set up a Tinder account. Maybe she finds another boyfriend and she's going to stop bombarding you with these bedtime stories of the evil and apocalypse, even though there's a high possibility she might kill him. But again, that's not your problem, sir. It is indeed a Tinder date. Nolan, you are a good child, and you've done so well for yourself, but unfortunately, you are going to be in a mental hospital. And I honestly will suggest this. I will call up my friends out there at the mental hospital to put you between padded walls, because it's not for your protection, sir. It's for the fact that your brother's going to try to kill you. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to kill you. So, again, Nolan, you did a great job, son, but it's time to just get the fuck away. Get away. And that is my 3 prescriptions for Nolan in the movie Never Let Go.
That kid really needed to listen to you, man. He needed you in his life.
I mean,
If only this therapist was around.
You know?
Holy shit.
He's fucked.
Thank you
he
so much.
He probably would have got stabbed in the back or shot with a crossbow.
He would probably be dead. Yeah.
You know what? Let's get our residential movie therapist into Nolan's hospital room once when he is in the hospital getting treated for multiple injuries
Yeah.
due to smoke inhalation and general non-hygienic
Scarcity.
practices.
Dude, I've already
And
made it.
lack
I
of
charge
food.
by the word, so I'm there.
The state will provide that.
That
Thank
sounds fair. That sounds fair.
Very fair.
You should.
1000%.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for our residential movie therapist for that very insightful therapy session, especially because I think Nolan needs it way more than we do, but we're the ones reaping all the benefits from it. Next, I think I want to check in on some glorious gore from Mr. Malave. See what we got from this movie. It may not be much, but let us know, Matt.
Glorious gore! Glorious, and I won't survive. I won't survive because of glorious gore. And I won't survive. I won't survive. I won't
All right.
survive.
I won't survive, but you know what? I think I would, because you know what? I would cut that damn rope. All right, it's like cutting an umbilical cord, man. Leave the fucking house, dude. Like, your mom is crazy. Your mom is fucking crazy. She tried to kill Coda. All right. Thank God it's not on the list, because if I had to talk about the dog dying, I would have cursed you out again, Sabrina. But no, welcome to Glorious Gore, man. There's not a lot in here, but there could have been. Right. And what we saw, you know what? I'll take it. Right. We almost got some really good ones. We did get Halle Berry taking a shiv right to the throat, which I thought, God damn, I've never seen Halle Berry do that. And she kind of doesn't look hot in this one, and she always does. So you know what? Kudos to her. They should have just gave us a little bit more blood squirting out of that little stab. You know what I mean? Because that I mean, at the end of the day, when you stab your throat in like an artery like that, give me some more blood. It shoots out, man. Like, that was trachecular force right there. But you know what? Whatever the case may be, she fell down. The blood squirting out. We did get a nice pool of blood around her, which was kind of great, and the symbolism, don't think I didn't catch on to that, all right? Little Virgin Mary shit. She's not a virgin. She gave birth to 2 twins, and I'm pretty sure that was gory too. But at the end of the day, we did get a nice kill, and by one of the youngest characters, even though he's older than probably the other one, even though they're supposed to be twins. But we did get a crossbow to the fucking back. Dude, when I say to the back, at first I'm like, oh shit, like, I've seen crossbows. Like, I know how long they are. Maybe it didn't go straight through. Then we see him turn around and no. That arrow straight through, and he starts coughing out blood. Thank you. Then we see an iPhone, which thank God there was blood on it, because no one likes iPhones. Well, I don't. But you know what? But either way, we get all this blood, and we're like, thank God, it's glorious. This is amazing. Last blood I saw was Halle Berry's, and I kind of still want her. But anyway, at the end of the day, we got some black goo from these demons, which we should have saw more of. We got to see a damn squirrel get skinned. No, actually, the frog got skinned, not the squirrel. We got to see that, which was kind of glorious in all its gory. But you know what? At the end of the day, give me more gore. We talked about this. And for what we saw, I was fine with it. I thought it was fun, but I need some more blood. You guys know me. And this is glorious gore, man. And if we're in an apocalypse with some kind of evil, either you're going to give me some more animals dying, except for Coda, or you're going to give me one of the kids bleeding out. I don't know, guys. Maybe something else happens, and like the plane goes down and we see it blow up because Sam fucking goes crazy, and that's how we end the movie. Who knows? Maybe that's a better ending. But you know what? Till then, that's all the gore we got. That's all the glory we got from this gore. Till the next one, stay glorious.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I like going on rants.
I do agree with you. More gore. Just more gore.
gore, man.
To
Give
be
me more,
fair,
like,
Way more
skinning,
gore.
like, things.
yeah, to be fair, like, I think it's implied that the squirrels were skinned.
Yes.
Well, yes,
But
yes.
we should have seen it. But
we did see Nolan like step on his head, but we heard it. We didn't see it. Like, we didn't see him
Exactly.
like squish the head.
Fuck
Whatever,
squirrels.
guy.
You're a sick fuck.
Yeah, sick
Yeah.
fuck.
No, you're
Yeah.
a sick fuck. You want to see that?
Oh,
Me?
me?
Yeah, you are a sick fuck for
I
wanting to
mean-
see him squish a squirrel's head.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, I wanted to see another death, but we didn't get that. So at this point, give me anything besides Coda.
I agree on that.
I mean, yeah. I wanted to see more people deaths, not animals. I don't
You know?
I don't want to see the,
Or
the
maybe
carcass
we
in
saw one of
in
the
sink.
evils, one of the evil entities, like biting a squirrel like alive, and it just like that would have been gruesome.
No, they don't give a
Why
shit about
kill the
animals.
squirrels?
Okay, I mean,
He's got a
they're food
vendetta
at
against
this point.
squirrels, I guess.
I hate
Yeah,
squirrels.
fuck those.
But you know
squirrels.
what?
You know what's worse than squirrels? The fucking pigeons in New York, all right?
Oh, the flying squirrels.
The flying rats.
You know, speaking of evil, though, there are some evils that I would like to talk about. But first, I would like to invite all of you to the creep.
You never leave. You never see me. Creep corner. You creep, I become your mourner. When you scream, I drown inside your horror. Sabrina held your hand and led you to the corner.
All right, guys. Imagine, if you will, you are running through the forest after a girl who you need to plead with her to understand where you're coming from. Just exactly what happened. Why you have her father's flashlight. Why there's a body behind you. You need her to understand. You don't understand why you need her to understand, but you need her to understand. You're racing through the woods, and finally, when you believe that you've caught her, she's gone. You're looking around in this dark forest, desperately trying to find her. You have to find her. You're looking through the dark, and as much as you can see, you don't really see anything. You turn around, and you see hands clasped around a tree. For a split second, you think, oh my God, there she is. You go to call out to her, but you're frozen as hands clasp around the tree and up the trunk. Multiple hands. Hands that certainly don't belong to just one person, but you're only looking for one person. As the hands climb up the tree and your eyes follow the line, you feel a presence below you. Your eyes dart down to see the girl that you were after. Her eyes completely crazy. She opens her mouth as wide as she can, and you see a forked tongue come out and flicker at you. Very snake-like, until it detaches from her tongue and crawls up your arm. The noise that escapes her mouth is so unreal that you don't know what to focus on first. Her and her gaping mouth, or the tongue that just slithered up your arm. The creepiest fucking moment of that movie was the little girl after he chases her through the woods, and just the look on her face when his eyes finally fall below him and her mouth is split open like a snake eating its prey, and the tongue just attaches. And I gotta give it that. And I'm gonna leave that fucker in the creep corner.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I had a date that go out like that once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, except not a little girl, it was an adult, but it was just exactly the same thing.
I'm glad you clarified that part.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I'm about to call the police. Give me 2
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah, no. Yeah.
We have
No, it was
evidence.
exactly like that. Yeah, just
Ugh.
exactly a gaping mouth and everything. It was interesting. Yeah.
Oh my
You know?
god.
I'll give you that. You can have every adult like that, but I'm gonna leave their asses behind. Okay, I'm still running the other way. I'm terrified.
It's not the gaping mouths that scare me. It's the hands, really.
The multiple hands.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that.
You don't
that
like a
part was
girl that's too
"Rrr."
handsy.
Yeah, it depends. Like
Not when she got 7 of them.
Yeah, not when there's 7 of them. I don't know what the other 4 are doing.
To be really fair, the eyes were the creepiest thing. Like, you were like, oh no.
Again, it's like the whole combination of it. It's just ugh. Fucking
The eyes,
hate it.
Chico, they never lie.
For real. Windows to the soulless.
Crazy.
But you know what, guys? After every movie, there's always a lesson to be learned. And I think at this point, we have a lesson to learn.
Mijo,
Take it.
listen close. Aquí está la verdad. If your house says get out, don't be living with that. Dancing with demons. Pero con ritmo. Eddie drops wisdom with every humor. Lessons from a cigarette. Smoking man with a puff and a glance. He's got the master plan. From insidious to
Okay, kid, let's light up. Yes, okay. See, tree barks are unsurprisingly disgusting meals. The catering for this movie was provided by Timon and Pumbaa. Schizophrenia is a real medical condition that makes you see evil zombies that look like Sloth's mom from the Goonies or Rosie O'Donnell. Spider Gwen. You can also see little hitchhiking girls, black people, and Lord Voldemort. Lord Voldemort has a thing for children. Twice has he been defeated by creepily embracing a child. If you're ever hitchhiking and you hear a cry for help and you have a cell phone reception, call 911 as you assess the situation. You might not be able to save whoever's calling for help, or you may need coaching through some life-saving process. Also, calling 911 immediately pinpoints your satellite location. Remember that in case you get shot with an arrow. If you ever meet a girl that's hot, whose parents live alone in the woods, don't date her or stop dating her. Especially if she says she escaped from the woods after they died. She probably killed them trying to escape their oppressive parenting. If you get her pregnant because you didn't listen to my advice, don't move in with her when she says she wants to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city life. She's probably going to go back to her creepy cabin. And well, all habits die hard. Because remember, the evil lies within all of us. The fight against it is also within, in the everyday choices we make, to love instead of hate, to act on reason, not instinct, to clean up after ourselves, to wipe your asshole, not killing your mother, father, and boyfriend, or eating tree bark. We cannot fix the big picture until we fix the small picture. God once said, "Parting your soup is not a miracle, Bruce. It's a magic trick." A single mom who's working 2 jobs and still finds time for her kid to soccer practice. That's a miracle. A teenager who says no to drugs and yes to an education. That's a miracle. People who want me to do everything for them. But what they don't realize is that they have the power. You want to see a miracle, son? Be the miracle. So saith the book of Bruce. If you go to that cabin, you are probably dead, killed by the sexy schizo you got preggers because you didn't listen to the cigarette smoking man. Till next time, here's looking at you, kid.
That was beautiful.
So wise.
That was very
You're
good.
So wise.
Very
You're
wise.
so wise, Big Money. You're so wise.
These lessons are going to take us through life, boys.
Yeah, you got to try to. Yeah, Ed Sheeran likes them, so
Ed Sheeran apparently loves you too, buddy.
The main takeaway I got from that was don't impregnate the sexy schizo.
Yeah, no matter if
Yes.
she looks like
Yeah,
Halle Berry.
I took that away
Don't
too.
do it, man.
That was very important.
Don't do it,
Yep,
man.
yep. But there is one other important question. I gotta ask every one of you here. Big Money, I'm gonna start with you since you just took us through this lesson. Are you after watching this? Would you watch it again? Would you give it a second round?
Oh, hell no. Sorry. No.
That sounds definitive.
If I could turn back time, no. I would not watch it, and if
God,
I
that's
could
good.
regain some time, if I could retake some time from me, yeah, I would not watch it again.
You know what? I wouldn't say hell no, but I myself wouldn't watch this movie again. I mean, I don't think there's a reason to. I don't really need to go back and kind of see where did it all fall apart. I kind of really know. Would I tell somebody to watch it? If you like Halle Berry and you want to see her in a horror movie again, sure, give it an old watch, But would I give it a second round? Nah, I don't think so. Tommy, what about you?
No.
Moving on.
No, sorry.
Is it a hell no?
It's
Is it a hell no?
It's a H to the Izzo. It's a nah. I'm good. I seen it. I seen it. I put it on my letterbox, so it counts as a movie watched this year. Nope, never watching that shit again. I'm good. If anybody says, "Hey Tom, have you seen this movie? Should I watch it?" I'm going to say, "I don't know. Do you like stupid movies?" And if they go, "Yeah," I'm going to be like, "You know what you should do is you should watch Frailty because it's better." You like The Village?
Yeah.
I love The Village. Maybe you should watch this movie because
maybe you should.
maybe listen. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it's one of those. I've seen it. I've done it. Halle Berry's in it, and I'm good.
There it is. Professor.
Kind of like tree bark.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't put honey on it. It doesn't make it better.
Sam.
Professor Sabrina.
Yeah.
So, I mean, would you give it a second round? Would you tell people to watch it? I mean, you did tell us to watch it. So
I did.
That one's already in the books.
So, fun fact: this was my second watch for this episode. So I've already watched it twice. Will I watch it a third time? No. It's not a hell no, but it's a no.
So
because
you
I've
gave
already
it a
watched it
second
twice.
round. You gave it a second round already.
I gave it the second so I could refresh some memories on certain things and
Sure.
tried to see. Because again, my main issue was the ending. You could give me everything up in there, but you gave me that ending, and now I can't ignore everything else.
Well,
so
here's a follow-up
whole
question
thing.
to you, Sabrina. Here's a follow-up question. The second watch was because of the episode. If there was no episode, would you have watched it again?
not all the way through. No. So I'll say no.
So you give it
Okay.
one round. It's like, I'll give you a
Yeah.
shot.
Give it a
I give you a shot.
Yes.
yeah.
That's fair.
And again, I think I asked you guys earlier of the ending. If you could change it, how would you? Besides not making it at all.
I think we
Everybody
kind of touched
dies.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone, and let everyone die.
Just the base level. So everybody dies.
They die in the fire.
yeah, let everyone die. in the fire.
I would have preferred Nolan dying in the fire, not seeing anything, and then you still keep Samuel taking the picture, and then he takes the picture of it's just the picture, no hand next to his shoulder, just him with a fire burning, and as the fire rescue team arrives, too late to save Nolan, and then he whispers as they're taking him to safety, "She loved me more," and you leave it there.
Yeah, or right, I like that ending, right?
That's good.
But then after taking the picture, he throws the camera and the picture down. He starts proceeding to walk into the burning building, saying "She loves me more," and then we pan down to the picture developing, and you see the hand like reaching out to Sam, and then roll the credits, and then the fire department and everybody comes in the same.
That's pretty good too.
That's also good.
Boom,
That's
Yeah.
pretty good too. I like that.
boom.
See, I would have removed the picture altogether because I feel like it was just something that they were trying to incorporate last minute. I feel
Yeah.
like it didn't have to do with anything. So if you remove that completely, Nolan dies in the fire and Sam's the only one that gets rescued. And as they're carting off, he's just left with all this trauma, and he could whisper, she loves me more over and over and over again. That way you really cements that this is going to affect him the rest of his life, and then just roll credits.
Love it.
I don't need that camera. That camera was trash.
Yeah, the camera didn't
Yeah.
make any sense, but if you're gonna use it, use it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
But anyways, guys, the bell is about to ring, so take those words of wisdom. And if you want to see this movie, I would say, give it a shot at least once. But if not, don't even worry about it.
Fair.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, I'm getting out of here before the bell rings. This is Mr. Malave, aka Matthew Malave. I'm out. Peace.
Bye, Matt.
Boy.
Yeah. Well, this is Big Money Eddie, the Grand Wizard of Horror, and I'm heading out because I'm gonna eat some tree barks and bugs.
Bye, Eddie.
I heard that. I'm coming.
Well,
Might get sticky.
I guess I guess I'll be the follower. Tom James, Mr. Oh So Smooth Effect himself, movie guy, baby. Guys, wait for me.
All right, everyone. This is Florida's favorite creep, Ace. We out. I'm gonna stop them from eating bark before they wind up in a hospital. Guys.